The foundation actually taught me how to become involved in a community. I grew up in a larger city where I kind of felt like one person doesn't make much of a difference. So I started working on the foundation and learned very quickly how one person can contribute. So I've been on the board now for 15 years, all of them wonderful. A lot of different things over the years, of course, because the foundation gets frankly involved in everything. It's one of the coolest parts about it.
I'm Bonnie Gettys. I'm the President and CEO of the Barrie Community Foundation. I've been with the foundation since 1995 as the first paid staff employee, and I'm thrilled for the direction that the foundation has gone in and where we strive to go. Through the years, we've learned that grants can make a difference, but true investment make an impact. When I think about impact, I think about how do we actually move the needle, and then how does that raise the bar for our most vulnerable population in our community.
So we identified some number of years ago that we have so many different opportunities to be helpful and such, but we need to sometimes focus our efforts on certain areas. And one of the things that's come about is that we've realized that we can't just react to needs in a given year. Sometimes we need a longer period of time. So a few years back, we started looking at kind of developing a focus area or two for the board and the community foundation to work towards. What are the needs in our community? Where could we make a difference? At the end of all of that conversation, we came to basically two areas: housing, and the second being the Community Heart and Soul project.
We really believe that there are 7 elements to a healthy community. Those 7 elements drive our work. And as we began to dig into community demographics, we began to look at needs of our local manufacturers as well as our school districts and residents, and understanding that the lack of housing, the lack of safe, affordable housing, and the lack of just plain attainable housing for those that are in the middle income bracket were sorely lacking. In certain pockets of Barrie County, 50% or more of the people living there have rent burdens in their income. That means they're spending more than 30% of their income for just housing costs. So we're hoping that we give them options to remove the burden, but also to help them get into a place where they can begin to actually save some money to be able to put a down payment on something that they could actually own. So really, I believe the strategy from the foundation and from our community partners is that truly home ownership is what we're hoping to help people find at the end of the day.
The choice of housing really struck a chord with me because in my daily life, in my practice, just in terms of my involvement elsewhere in the community, it's very obvious that housing is a critical need in our community. If we want to attract people to come to our community with skills and such and raise their families here, people need a good home.
Having a home that is safe, affordable, and stable is a fundamental human right. Our main focus at this point is to create safe, affordable, attainable apartment-style life for the first phase of what we're doing in housing. So the other part of what we're doing is looking at our portfolio called Invest Barrie. And that part of our investment portfolio says that we're going to invest in Main Street as opposed to Wall Street with that 7% of our investments. So we're utilizing those dollars to do bridge loans for their gap financing needs when it comes to construction. That's the first part of it. The second part that we're doing is working with someone who has a dream and a desire to create some smaller homes that would be just perfect for someone just graduating from college and looking for their first home, or a person like myself who's looking for a smaller place to live with her 2 cats. and knowing that there really isn't a lot of option at this point in time for me. But wouldn't it be great if I could get out of my 2,200 square foot home that has 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths that desperately wants a family living in it? And so if we can move housing in that manner as well, there is an opportunity for our population that is aging to be in a place where they too feel that they can manage their life. So there's a lot of moving parts to our housing strategies.
So the second focused area was the Community Heart and Soul Project. Throughout my whole time on the foundation, one of the things we talk about, one of the struggles we have is how do we engage other people? We're not in the business of just getting together and deciding what's right for the community. We really, really, really want input. The whole purpose of the Heart and Soul Project is to try to engage anybody that is willing or wanting, of course, to become involved in guiding the projects in our communities. Trying to figure out what is best about our communities, what our communities need, and then putting heads together at all levels to come up with plans for what we need to try to strive for in the future.
The program is really a program that has been tested around the entire nation. One of my colleagues from greater Des Moines area, Jason, is actually a coach in this that has embedded the heart and soul culture into the work that they do. Our middle name is community. And if we don't intentionally listen to community voices and allow community members to make their own plan, we do to people instead of with. This entire program teaches facilitators, which we're so blessed to have Annie Holly and Jillian Foster agree to be those facilitators. They teach them how to find the voices that aren't being lifted up.
We live by the adage, for good, for Barry County forever. So we touch a lot of different areas all the time.